Hello everyone, welcome to CNA, the daily newspaper analysis. So today is 15th of November. Let's start the analysis of today. This is me and my relevant working experience. If you want to join our WhatsApp as well as our Telegram group, you can join in via the links given in the description section below. Also, we are on with this IGP program where you can participate in this program by calling us on our number and also by scanning this code below. This is the content of today. First content of ki ase Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. World is severely off track to limit global warming. Wholesale prices remains in depletion zone in October. Traditional seed preservation practices in Northeast and relevant prelimsfacts. First ki ase On Janjatiya Gaurav Divas, Prime Minister Modi is set to launch the PM PBDG mission and Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra for holistic development of particularly vulnerable tribal groups. So, Prime Minister on celebrating the Janjatiya Gaurav Divas and releasing the 5th installment of PM Kisan scheme at Birsa College, Khunti, Jharkhand on 15th of November 2023. So, jetia moi Janjatiya Divasor kotha kau, we know we must have to know about the person associated with this particular incident. That is the tribal leader Birsa Munda. And we all know that today is his birth anniversary. Okay, so the state of Jharkhand, which had been carved out of Bihar, officially came into being on Bunda's birth anniversary in 2000. Okay, so he belonged to the Munda tribe. Bahut important hoy. Okay, he belonged to the Munda tribe. And he belongs to a region of plateau which is known as Chota Nagpur Plateau. Aru ketia janma paisile dekhete 1875. So he is also known by a different name that is known as Dharti Aba. Dharti Aba, that means the father of earth. Okay, so this man is known to have mobilized the tribal community against the British, and he has also forced the colonial officials to introduce laws protecting the land rights of the tribals. Okay, and hetu karone ami eta rebellion kotha janu jitu ami kau Munda rebellion, which is one of the most important tribal movement which happened around 1899 to around 1900. Okay, so yate the historic visit to Wihatu village where the launch ceremony has taken place. Okay, and also we have seen about the multi-sectoral developments alongside the implementation strategy of this PMPVTG. Okay, so yate koa ase je how the scheme would help the people associated with this particular community which are said to be the PVTGs. So jetia ami PVTGs or kotha ko, so you have to know very clearly about the things that are in news. So we have to know about what is PBDG. So therefore, today India has got a tribal population of around 8.6% of the total population. And amongst this population, the most vulnerable among the tribal groups are the PBDGs. Aru kihor karone hoy? Because of various factors. It may be because of their assertive tribal groups or because of their assertive culture. Okay, also because of their respective homogeneity, small population, okay, isolation, absence of any written language, relatively using simpler technology, and also slower rate of change in their respective groups. Okay, so hetu karone aji yate ami APM PBDGs to launch korisu, and through this we are trying to make the contribution of these tribals mainly in this land of development and in this time of development where India is progressing to be the world's superpower in the coming times. Not actually superpower, as of now we need to say ourselves as Vishwaguru. So etur karone ami ei bostu khini ami janibo lage that why this particular Divas is being celebrated and what is the essentialities of this particular person who was behind the respective revolt that have taken place in our colonial times. Okay, so very important, monot rakhiba. Mok tumaloke answer kora je how many PBDGs are basically in India, recognized PBDGs, and amongst the PBDGs the highest number of PBDGs are found in which state of India? মোক ক'ব লাগে তোমালোকে এখন ষ্টেটত চবতকৈ বেছি হায়েষ্ট নাম্বাৰ অফ PBDGs পোৱা যায় কোনখন ষ্টেট সেইটো মোক তোমালোকে কোৱা অ'কে অলছ' ইউ হেভ টু মেনশ্যন মি এবাউট দ্য ধেবৰ কমিশ্যন 1973 okay who said about something about the PTGs বুলি ক'লে আমি কি বুজো primitive tribal groups they are different from the PBDGs so primitive tribal groups or বিষয়ে তেখেতসকলে কিবা এটা কৈছিলে which later on became the PBDGs okay so মোক ক'ব লাগে যে ধেবৰ কমিশ্যনে কি কৰিছিলে actually associated with the PBDGs okay সেইখিনি তোমালোকে মোক কমেন্ট সেকশনত কোৱা আনসাৰ দি কোৱেশ্চন দি থৈছো চাই ল'বা next world is severely off track to limit global warming so এটা কৈছে যে how world today is not going with the adverse impacts of climate change and what the realization of the world is not seeking যে আজি কিমানখিনি ক্লাইমেট চেঞ্জ হৈ আছে আজি কিমানখিনি চেঞ্জেছ দেখা পোৱা গৈছে এইখিনি এতিয়াও আমি বহুত কাণ্ট্ৰিজে এতিয়াও এটুক আওকাণ দি আছে এটুক ভালকৈ ইম্পৰ্টেঞ্চ কৰা নাই আৰু তাৰ কাৰণে আজি later clear evidence that the world remains wildly off track when it comes to tackling the climate crisis. The UN has found that even the countries enact all of their current climate pledges, planet heating pollution in 2030 will still be 9% higher than it was in 2010. So here 2030 বুলি কোৱাৰ লগে লগে আমি কি কথা কৈ আছো SDGs কথা কৈ আছো okay so therefore today if I say about the Paris Climate Agreement though it's a legally binding global agreement under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change which was adopted in 2015 but yes it is also something in association with the things that needs to change in the upcoming times okay so the Paris Agreement sets out a framework for countries to work together to reduce greenhouse gas emissions adapt to impacts of climate change and provide support to developing countries in effort to address climate change but আজি এই জেগাখিনিতে যদি মই আপুনি চাবলৈ যাওঁ then we have seen that আজিও যিমানখিনি আজি আমাৰ প্ৰগ্ৰেছ হ'ব লাগিছিলে SDG লৈ পেলাই এতিয়াও আমাৰ প্ৰগ্ৰেছন হোৱা নাই so the United Nations even reportedly said that the global warming will rise between 2.1 to around 2.9 degrees Celsius based on the world's current climate pledges which is basically way beyond the 1.5 degree Celsius mark. Tar uporotu the rivers like Mississippi, they have dried down. Average global temperature has risen by around 1.2 degrees Celsius. Okay, and also we have seen that the fossil fuels use is being persistently happening across the globe. And if I see about the global CO2 emissions, so the CO2 emissions from fossil fuels is basically to rise by around 1% this year as renewables and EVs take off. So এই গোটেই প্ৰচেছখিনিৰ কাৰণে আজি যেটো আমি ৰিডিউস কৰিবলৈ চাই আছিলো এইখিনি আজি আমি টোটালি ফেলিয়াৰ হৈছো আৰু তাৰ কাৰণে আজি আমি যিমানখিনি কৰিব লাগিছিল বাই 2030 থ্ৰু দি SDG সেইখিনি আমি কৰিব নোৱাৰিম তো তাৰে এটা কনসাৰ্ন ইয়াতে দেখুৱা গৈছে okay so recently মই কিবা কনফাৰেন্স অফ পাৰ্টিজ লৈ পেলাই এটা আৰ্গুমেন্ট কৰিছিলো এটা কনফাৰেন্স অফ পাৰ্টিজ লৈ পেলাই তোমালোকক মই এটা ভিডিঅ'ত মই তোমালোকক কৈছিলো about the impacts of the COP so মোক ক'ব লাগে যে recent COP meeting ক'ত হ'বলৈ গৈ আছে okay so এটো তোমালোকে মোক কমেন্ট সেকশনত কোৱা so এটা মই গোটেই দি থৈছো India strategy and about net zero target and lastly about the question Wholesale prices remains in depletion zone in October. Wholesale price বুলি ক'লে আমি কি বুজো? What is the wholesale price? So you have to know that the prices of goods sold and traded in bulk by wholesale businesses to other businesses is known as wholesale price. আৰু তাৰ কাৰণে এটা ইনডেক্স থাকে which is known as wholesale price index. তো এটা কিহৰ কাৰণে ইউজ আছে? So the country's inflation rate based on WPI remained in the negative zone for the 7th consecutive month in October at -0.52% as prices of food items, chemical products and textiles fell during the month compared to the same month last year. Okay, so that's why wholesale inflation is at -0.52% in October in negative zone for 7 straight month. So yet a concept of inflation deflation of kotha ko ase. So inflation mane ki hoy? Quantitative measure of the rate at which the average price level of a basket of a selected goods and services in the economy increase over a period of time. Main word to ki hoy increases. Deflation on main word to ki hoy jay? Deflation on main word to hoy jay general decline in prices. Okay, and therefore we have got there's two types of inflation which is known as demand pull inflation and eta cost push inflation. Demand mane jetia demand bahi jay aru eta jetia dam bahi jay. So that is the two things associated with inflation and deflation as well as its type. So economy trends to dekhisa tumaloke inflation hoy jay tasot stagnation hoy jay aru tasot deflation hobole dhore. Okay, so who measures inflation in India? Obviously Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation and measures inflation. Okay, so wholesale price index ki hoy kune sai ase aru base year as of now ki hoy hetu yate likha ase. Okay, tapsot about consumer price index CPI. Okay, hetu yate likha ase what is the CPI, what basically the CPI means. Okay, so ei bostu kini amar jana to bahut beshi essential hoy. Okay, so what are the key differences between WPI and CPI? So it is to be inflationary rate. Our CPI is for adjusting income and expenditure streams for changes in the cost of living. That is very, very important in terms of CPI and WPI. Okay, so WPI already ami dekhilu the base year 2011 to 12 in 2017 aru yate base year of CPI is 2012. Okay, so question details is very important. So yate mainly datas bilak ami monot rakhibo lagibo since etu news ot ase. It's very much relevant for you in economics. Next, harvesting legacy, seed preservation and storage amongst Ao and Sumi Naga. So Ao and Sumi Naga communities in Nagaland follow practices passed down through generations, traditional seed preservation practices, preserving seeds from successful harvest for successive cycles. So traditionally agrarian, the Ao and Sumi Naga communities practice jhum or shifting cultivation, which is very much prominent in Northeast. So Ao Naga community, it's a tribe predominantly residing in Nagaland, Mokokchung district, stretching from Sula Valley to Surang Valley. Okay, very important. Okay, Tarpur, Zurima Sumi Naga Kothako. So they are the people of another tribal community known for the unique cultural practices and strong agricultural heritage. So they can festivals, Tuluni, Ahuna, CNA, ekute bilak festivals take palon kore. So shifting cultivation ki hoy, jhum cultivation. Okay, aru etu ami aru eta name janu slash and burn agriculture. So they provide very easy and very fast method of preparation of the land for agriculture. Advantage ki hoy, providing a simply and quick manner of preserving the land. Bush and weeds are wasted away. Crops in the shifting cultivation grow quickly. No threat or worry about the water or animals that eats the crop during this change in farming. But yes, yate kisuma disadvantages ase. Cutting down trees hoy, significant soil erosion hoy. Okay, for top fertile soil hoy hetu yate wash down kora jay, and there is temporary land in the movement of agriculture in this. So ei kotha tute yate importantly ami dekha pao. Tumaloke muk kobo lage which are the prominent tribes that we can find in Nagaland and Arunachal. Okay, most prominent tribes. Ek gute kita tumaloke muk comment section ot likhi dia. Next, some prelimsfacts. World Diabetes Day. So kete celebrate kore 14 November kore, coinciding with the birthday of Sir Frederick Banting, the co-discoverer of insulin in 1922 alongside Charles Best. Very, very important. Okay, so we all know about the diabetes, which is a chronic disease and which occurs when the pancreas does not produce enough insulin, or when the body is not effectively using the insulin it produces. Okay, so yate duta terminology ase, eta hol hyperglycemia aru eta hol hypoglycemia. Okay, ei dutar difference to ki hoy muk koi dia. Hyperglycemia eta hol hyperglycemia, or okay, aru eta hol hypoglycemia. Ei dutar difference to ki hoy muk koi dia, and also tell me what is type 1 diabetes and what is type 2 diabetes. Comment section. Okay, next, one station one product scheme. So if I have to say about this one nation one product scheme, so eto ami ki buzu. So the one nation station one product scheme is initiated by the Indian Railways, which provides uniquely designed sales outlet for locals to sell indigenous products, is now operational at 1037 stations nationwide. Okay, so if I have to say about the one station one product scheme, so it is mainly to promote the local art and products and also to make the rural development in the country wide very popular. So it's an initiative by the Indian Railways under the Ministry of Railways, and therefore it was launched for a vision to promote vocal for local. Okay, so under this particular scheme, the stall will be operated and various displays in the stations will be given. So etu recently ক'ত হৈছে নাহৰলগুন railway station. তো নাহৰলগুন railway station ক'ত আছে তোমালোকে মোক comment sectionত কোৱা. Okay, in which state? Next, Asian Development Bank. So recently India signed $400 million policy-based loan agreement with the Asian Development Grant to create high-quantity urban infrastructure, improve service delivery, and promote efficient governance system. Okay, main aim to key hoy foster economic growth and cooperation among the countries in the Asia Pacific region. Okay, so today we all know that Asian Development Bank has 68 members, 49 are from within Asia and the Pacific, and 19 are from outside. Okay, so Asian Development Bank is one of the very important brand in terms of investments to promote social and economic development. Okay, so that is one of the major criteria in association with the Asian Development Bank. Okay, মোক তোমালোকে কোৱা যে Asian Development Bank or headquarter ক'ত আছে. Okay, you just have to mention the headquarter of the ADB. Okay, so tomorrow rakhiba $400 million loan to support urban reforms. Very important. Urban reforms what kiya hai? Infrastructure, service delivery, promoting efficient governance system. Ei gute kini humai jai. Okay, so this is our faculty team and our CNA team.